Hi guys, it's Digitize Pro back with the third HTML tutorial. And in this HTML tutorial, if you read the title, you'll know what we're doing. We're going to be adding very basic text to an HTML document. Sorry. So if you start off by opening any text editor, I'm going to be using Notepad++, and I'll be using that throughout the series. But come on, load. If you don't have that, there will be a link in the description to download that. I think it's a really good starting text editor to use. But like I said, if you don't have that and you can't download it for some reason, just use Notepad because it's perfectly fine. But make sure you save it as with .html, which I'll go into more detail in a bit. So the first thing you must do if you're using something like Notepad++ is change the language to HTML. So do that by going language, HTML. And as you can see, there are loads of different languages down the sides there. And in the previous video I went over the basic syntax, which means like layouts of an HTML document. Go watch that because it gives me more views and makes me look better, but I'm going to be going over it in this video. So to start off with, in any HTML document, you're going to declare the document as HTML. So to do that, open angular brackets, or not two, just one, HTML, and close angle brackets. Then go down a couple of lines, and then you're going to close that. And to close a tag, you put a forward slash in front. So / HTML, and Notepad++ highlights the thing that you need to close, and then you close that. And then if you go down a bit more in here, you can make them. It doesn't really matter where you put it because HTML doesn't need indents or anything like that. But you can, if you put an indentation, it makes it look nicer and just looks a lot more professional. You don't need it though, but it's good to get into the habit because some programming languages do need that. So the next tag you're going to do is the head tag. We won't be doing anything with that this episode or tutorial, but we will get onto that later. The head tag basically has things like the tab, icon, tab title, background color, and things like that, and font color. So exactly the same, open angle bracket, head, close angle bracket, open angle bracket, / head, close angle brackets. The /, make sure you put that whenever you end any tag, because it tells the document that you've ended it. It tells the browser, even, or whatever's running it. And then you're going to open a new tag, which is the body tag. The body is where all the content is. So, and remember to close that. And this is what we're going to be doing work on today. So in the body tag, just enter, tab it in a bit, or spacebar, whatever you want to use. Just again, it makes it look nicer. No real need for that. And the first piece of text we're going to put on is a heading. Or like, so if you've got an article, it would be the title of it, the big heading that you see. And to do that, you do open angle bracket, sorry, not comma, open angle bracket, H. And here you go. It gives you a list of all the different things with H. So that H1, H2, H3, H4, H5, and H6. That's what we're going to be working with today. So it's just going to be H1, and then close angle brackets. H1 is the biggest size you can get for this, and then it's H2, H3, and etc. And then you're going to close this, and you're keeping it on the same line. H1, open angle bracket, / H1, close angle brackets. And this is where you're going to put the heading in there. So this is a heading. Correct grammar, doesn't need a capital letter there. So that's the heading. That's going to be a bigger font. You can change it again, like I said, with H2, H3, H4, H5, and H6. H4 I think is the same size as a paragraph. If I'm wrong, and tell me down below in the comments. But talking about paragraphs, that's the next tag we're going to do, and that is a P tag. And a paragraph is the smaller text. And again, you can change font size for that, but we will be doing that in another video. And then you're going to close the paragraph with the / and go back inside there, and this is a paragraph. There we go. And I didn't spell paragraph. And so once you've done that, you're going to want to save it, obviously. So save it and just go desktop. I'm going to make a new folder. Call this HTML. You're going to save it in there, and then I'm going to call this first web page. And if you're using Notepad, like I said earlier, you want to put .html after that. Otherwise, it will just save it as a normal text file. But here, this is the things you can save it by. Look, those are all the different languages. And we are going to be doing hypertext markup language, which is HTML. You can also save that as .htm, .shtml, just tells you different ways you can save that. So you're just going to put .html. I'm going to put that there just for the sake of you guys using Notepad, and then you're going to save it. And as you can see up here, it gives you where it is saved. Not URL, but kind of, I've forgotten the word for it. You know what I mean. And then, well, that's the code. How do you know if it works? You're going to go over to run, and run F5. That'll run it in the default browser. Notepad++ is more for web developing things like HTML and CSS, even though it does have like C, C++, and VB and everything, but it doesn't actually run them like the proper IDE for that language would. So I'm going to go run, and I like Chrome, so I'm going to launch in Chrome. Let's just make that full screen, and here you go. This is a heading, this is a paragraph. As you can see here, it's just the URL kind of thingy for it. So you can actually search that. You don't even have to run it like that. You can do a new tab, file, and as you can see, it's right there. And if you, those are different things. Oh, there's loads of things that I've been doing for other things, but sorry. Launching Chrome again, and if you know that by heart, which I don't, let's file ://c:// you could type that whole thing out, well, wherever you save it, obviously, and you'll get that. So this is a heading, this is a paragraph. Let's just go back to the code. This is a heading, this is a paragraph, and if I change this to H, what did I do? I broke it. Got a fright then. I don't know what I'd done. See, I'm not an expert at this stuff. Oh, whoops. H2, and just gonna save that, and we can just go here and F5 that, and as you can see, it goes smaller. And let's go for H4. As you can see, there's different sizes that you can do. F5 to refresh it, and there you go. It's the same kind of size as that. But really, I like to keep things with H1. If you want smaller font size, you can use literally the code for font size, which we'll get into later in the tutorial. But so this is what we've learned. Head over to my website. This video will be there too, and also there'll be the code that I used will be underneath. I don't recommend you copy and paste that because sorry, that's how I started learning code, and it doesn't really stick in your head. You want to copy them out, and it's much better ways. As boring as it may seem, it's the best thing to do. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and thanks for leaving a like. And while you're down there, you might as well hit subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next video when we do something that I have no clue what we're going to be doing. Probably formatting text or something like that. Anyway, see you next time.